doctor says she's growing every day. Says she's doing just fine.
Oh, well, that's something to be happy for, isn't it?
Look how full her face is getting. Can you see it now? I mean, can you see the resemblance now?
Well, I think so, yeah.
She is going to look like Draper. She's got his eyes. His warm, beautiful eyes. Nicole, how am I going to do it? I'm not going to be able to look into Draper's eyes and hear him tell me about how much he loves me.
Oh, yes, you will often.
Or through a wire screen. It's not exactly the same thing. Or I'll look at Julia, and I'll see his eyes in Julia. It'll make me want to cry.
Hey. He's coming by this morning, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he should be on his way right now.
Yeah, Mike. I'm going to be leaving here in a few minutes. No, I'm going to stay at the hospital. There's no need for me to come back here anymore. Fine. They can reach me there then. I'll meet them anywhere they want me to. All right, Mike, thanks. Bye.
I just keep hoping it's a dream, another one of my famous nightmares. It just doesn't happen, though. I keep waking up to the real world. The real world is horrible.
Yes, I agree with you. Most of it is right now, but not all of it. I mean, not the world we just came from.
No, I know that. Nicole, I take a look at her and I get this sudden surge of joy. Only lasts a couple of seconds before I start feeling guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah, guilty that I can feel any happiness right now when Draper is going through.
April, I suppose it's natural for you to feel that way. But whatever else is happening in your life, you have to create an emotional oasis for that baby in there.
I know that. I can't let her first days in this world be horrible just because I'm miserable.
It's going to take a lot of strength for you not to keep your unhappiness from getting in the way of your responsibility towards her.
I know, it's just got to be done at a period, somehow. For Julia's sake.
And for your sake, too. Now, I know that you think that this is probably the worst time that baby could have been born, but in some ways, it's the best time.
Yeah, come in.
Excuse me, Mrs. Scott. You have some more company outside.
My husband?
No, some friends. A blonde man, a good-looking redhead woman.
Steve and Deborah. I'm not so sure I want to talk to them right now.
You said you don't hold any grudge
I
against them.
don't, but I'm sure they're here to tell me how sorry they are, and I just can't handle apologies.
They might want to talk about something else.
Yeah. Excuse me, nurse, could you please tell them to come in?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Deborah, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
April, hi. How are you doing? This is for your baby.
Have you seen the baby?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, you probably can't really see her. You know, she's a tiny little thing. She's in an isolette.
Hey, you know, I have been telling April not to give up on Draper. That there's a lot of hope that the police will find the real killer. Don't you think I'm right?
Well, that's exactly what we think, Nicole. As a matter of fact, that's why we came over here to talk to April.
You did? Did you find out something new? Make some progress?
We don't have any answers right now, but you know that we haven't stopped working on this case.
I hope not.
April, do you remember hearing about Nola Madison's alibi?
Nola Madison? Yeah, Steve saw her somewhere downtown at the time of the attack.
Yeah, well, I thought I saw her outside of Deborah's apartment that night. But now we're beginning to think that maybe there's somebody else.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a long story, and right now it's not the most important thing.
The important thing is that Nola Madison no longer has a legitimate alibi for that night, which means she is back on the list of suspects.
Oh, my God, that's fantastic.
No, wait a minute, April. It doesn't prove that she did it. As a matter of fact, we can't even prove that she was near Margo's apartment.
Well, do you have any ideas on how it could have been done?
No, we don't know that yet, but we figured we're going to follow this lead and let it take us wherever we can go with it. That's why we need your help.
Well, what can I do? I mean, you know, I'll do absolutely anything. Just tell me.
April, we want to check through Margo's penthouse again. Maybe there's something we didn't think of before.
Some evidence.
It's a long shot, but it's all we got to go on.
Well, I don't have the keys with me.
Well, could you arrange for us to get them?
Sure, I could call the doorman and have him let you in. So anytime today.
How about right now?
Of course, sure. Have an outside light, please.
Yeah. All right? Yeah, send him in.
Well,
Hello, Derek.
it's good of you to see me.
I don't have my first patient until 10.
These are pretty good working hours.
Well, maybe, except I've already spent 3 hours at the hospital.
Anyway, I promise not to take too much of your time. I just had a few questions I wanted to ask you. First of which is, how are you?
That's a doctor's question, Chief.
Well, it's also a police chief's question when it's addressed to a professional consultant.
Is this a professional call?
Well, I know you said you weren't interested in doing any more forensic work for the department. But I also remember that when you said that, you were under the influence of this water cooler. So I've come back to see if you've changed your feelings about this and about other things.
Look, Derek, you should know that I'm very grateful for what you did for me. I guess I haven't thanked you yet.
No, you don't have to. Listen, I just knocked a cup of water out of your hands. If you want to be grateful to somebody, be grateful to Nancy Carr. She was the one who came up with the information that led to our discovery that you were taking a daily amphetamine dose.
Really? Oh, I will have to thank her. I tell you, with this business of Draper, it's hard to think about anything else.
Yes, I know.
And about Draper, I know that's another one of the crazy things I did, accusing you of some kind of a vendetta against me and arresting him because of that.
I'm glad you understand that now.
I didn't say I understood. I still believe my brother-in-law is innocent, and I still believe that you and your men acted too hastily.
Some of my men are just as upset about this as you are, and one of them isn't even a man.
Yeah, I know that Steve and Calvin and Deborah regret what has happened. I just wonder if you do.
That's not what I came here to talk about, Miles.
Oh, all right. Answer your question. How am I feeling? I'm feeling better, thank you. Not perfect. That'll take quite some time yet. And about coming back to work in the forensics department? Yes, I'll be glad to whenever you need me.
Good, I'm glad.
Well, is there anything else?
Yes, I think you know what else.
Oh. Nicole, huh? Yes, all right. I guess that was drug-inspired, too. Amphetamine overdose mimics paranoia. I guess I was a little paranoid, and being as jealous as I was, I recognize that now.
And you recognize you had no real cause?
On her part, maybe. I'm sorry, Derek. I'm being truthful now. It's not the water cooler speaking. This is me. I happen to know that you like my wife. You like her a lot.
Yes, but I thought we were all becoming friends or getting that way.
Was it my friendship you were interested in, or are you just attracted to my wife?
Whether that's true or not, I've never done anything in word or deed to hurt your marriage. Now, maybe you're not ready to accept that yet. I don't know. Drugs or none, you just may be too much in the habit of jealousy.
Habit of jealousy. That's a cute little phrase. I like that. Very clinical sounding, almost. I'm sorry. I'm beginning to sound like the old days, aren't I? Bad old days.
I'd like those bad old days forgotten completely.
All right, I'll try my best, I promise you that.
Well, I suppose that's about the most I can ask for now. Thanks. Now, wait, did you say you went to the hospital today?
Yes, morning rounds.
Did you see your sister?
Well, I looked in on her, but she was sleeping. I didn't want to disturb her.
You should try to be with her today if you can.
Why? What do you mean?
Her husband's being taken away to prison today. Didn't you know that?
Today? So soon? Why didn't somebody tell me? She didn't say a word.
Well, your brother-in-law kept this pretty much to himself. He probably didn't even tell his wife.
This really is your busy day. You've got 2 more visitors.
April.
Geraldine, I didn't expect to see you today. Logan, you are going to lose your job if you spend any more time around here.
Oh, it's a nice location. I think I'll open a branch office.
My dear, we've seen the baby, and she's absolutely beautiful.
Lovely.
Thank you. Guess fate's got to be good to me sometime, huh? Logan, did you hear that Steve and Deborah have a new lead on the case?
New lead? No. What do you mean?
Are you saying that they might have something that would prove Draper's innocence?
Well, not exactly, but they are hopeful. They're over at Margo's penthouse right now trying to find anything to support their theory. Look, I know I shouldn't get my hopes up, but can't help it. Gotta keep my hopes up. I don't have anything else.
Well, I'm glad you told me about this. Deborah was supposed to keep me up to date. I'm forgetting the reason we came here in the first place. This is actually a business visit. Probably should have brought my secretary to take notes.
What are you talking about?
The fact is, April, this young man has persuaded me to accept your offer.
Well, then you're going to take the job as station manager?
Well, as I told Nicole, the idea is absolutely insane. I must be a little mad myself.
Well, I think it's absolutely wonderful and the best thing that could happen for everyone involved.
Absolutely. I mean, think of the prestige for the station, if nothing else. The famous Geraldine Whitney Saxon. When those red tape politicos down at the FCC hear about this, they're going to sit up and take notice.
Now, if you think I'm going to be nothing but a figurehead...
Did I say that?
I think you're going to do an absolutely wonderful job, Geraldine. You know, as a matter of fact, it was my mother's idea first.
Margo did?
Yes, when she was talking about hiring you to do a political commentary, she said that, well, you knew more about the broadcasting business than she did.
Oh, but that's nonsense. I'm totally inexperienced.
Margo told me that you once worked for a network.
Well, that was in the golden days of radio, when I was a young girl just playing at business. The fact is, I have accepted your offer. I just hope I can do something to help.
Oh, you're going to be terrific. I mean, if anybody's going to be upset, it should be me. I'm losing a first-class babysitter. I'm going to make the sacrifice, no matter how much Jamie complains.
April, I want you to know that one of the main reasons I accepted this offer was because of you. Surely you must know that I'm very fond of Draper. And I'm very fond of you.
Thank you.
Well, if there's anything that we can do, I mean anything at all, you just whistle. We'll be here.
No, I didn't get the message. I didn't even plan to come back to the hospital at all. I didn't know what was going on until a few minutes ago.
About Draper leaving today?
Yeah, Derek Mallory told me.
Derek?
Yeah. Stopped by my office, asked me if I'd be willing to go back to do the forensic work again.
What did you say?
I said yes.
Oh, well, good. I know how much you value the work you do for the police.
I'm not so sure I value the police that much.
You can't blame Derek for this. Derek didn't try and convict Draper.
You don't have to defend him.
I'm not defending him. Why didn't Draper tell us? Why did he keep this a secret?
How'd you find
leaving
out?
Today? Nancy called me this morning. So soon.
Well, one of those things I probably can't delay. It's a sentence for homicide.
I don't even want to think about how April is going to take this.
We're just going to have to be there with her.
Pick up the pieces? I mean, I don't know how well we can do.
It's going to be very rough the first few days. We just got to spend all the time we possibly can with her.
Well, we can't leave her alone.
Look, I don't want you to take the whole burden on yourself, all right?
Something has got to happen, and it's got to happen soon. The police have got to do something. The police have got to find the real killer. They have to.
Oh, yes.
Would you like to see the baby again?
Yeah, I would if... No problem.
No, of course not. I'll ask the nurse to show her to you, okay?
Thank you. Hello, Julia. It's your dad. Wow, look at you. I can't believe it. You're so big. You're growing right before my eyes, practically. Last time I saw you, you weren't even as big as a minute. Now, look. You're going to be a perfect replica of your mom.
Oh, I've got some wonderful news for you. Listen.
Here are the clothes you wanted.
Thank you. Listen, Steve and Deborah were here today, and they've got a new lead on the case. They think that Nola Madison had something to do with it.
That's terrific. Well, why don't we sit down? We have to
Well, no,
talk.
I'm too excited to sit down. I know I shouldn't get overly excited, but, oh, by the way, Logan and Geraldine were here today, and Geraldine's going to take the job at the station.
Yeah,
Isn't that wonderful?
That's good, honey. Yeah.
I saw the baby this morning. Isn't she beautiful?
So did I, just now.
You did? Why didn't you wait for me?
I was walking through the hall, and the nurse stopped me, and she said, "You want to see the baby?" I couldn't resist it. Did you see her? I mean, look, she was so tiny before. Now she's growing so big.
Do you agree with me? That she looks just like you?
I was going to tell you that she's going to be a perfect spitting image of you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. She's got your hair. She's got your eyes. Just wait and see. Yeah?
Excuse me, Mr. Scott. Could I see you for just a moment?
Sergeant, could you wait outside? I'll be right out.
What are you doing here?
I'm Sergeant Dwyer, Mrs. Scott.
What do you want here?
Well, I've been made a deputy by the court. It's my responsibility to escort your husband to the state penitentiary.
April.
Oh, my God.
I tried to tell
Now?
you.
Right now?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but, well, we have to leave right away. They've moved up the train schedules because of some very heavy flooding upstate.
You're going by train?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, we do have to leave. Look, Mrs. Scott, it's not going to be as bad as you think. You can visit your husband every Sunday.
It'll be all right. I mean, we'll be in touch, I promise. Don't worry.
Mr. Scott?
You have to go.
Draper.
I'm sorry we have to do it this way, Mr. Scott.
Draper. The silver bracelet.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts